Here with Coach Sean Kiracofe. I guess technically the first SK show, we're abbreviating it now, of the season. Sean Kiracofe show as Lady Demons have entered game week, opening week of the season. We talked about before the excitement of a new year and all that sort of stuff, but a little bit shorter preparation time, but still the excitement there to begin a new season with a pretty much or overwhelmingly new group this year.
It is a new group, but it's fun. I've said this before. We've improved our roster. We're bigger. We're more athletic. And then, like I already just said, most importantly, it's a fun group to work with. So we're enjoying practice on a daily basis.
Before we get into the matches this weekend at Tarleton, talk to me about the exhibition this past Saturday at Stephen F. Obviously exhibition, so it doesn't really mean a whole lot in terms of grand schemes, wins, losses, that sort of stuff. But some things you wanted to see from that match, what were they?
To repeat what I just said again, I know on paper we got bigger and more athletic, but then to see it in live action is really what matters. And then to be able to do that against another team that is big and athletic, and like I said, leading up to it, is well trained and is not going to shoot themselves in the foot. And that was the most important thing. We didn't necessarily control the ball the way we wanted to be able to be in a position to have runs of points. But, when we got those situations where it was like, all right, we're running our offense and we have, a closed solid block in front of us that's big, what can our athletes do against that? And we scored. And then what can we do defensively when we are then defending those big athletic players? And we did that as well. Did we do it on a consistent basis that we wanted to? Nope. But it's the start of the season. It's about where we finish and not where we start.
So do you think that amounts to or factors in this, like we talked about, I believe it was after the scrimmage, just the girls just still getting used to each other.
Sure.
and learning each other on the floor? Absolutely.
Just the offensive plays that we ran in serve receive, the thought process from our players and setters specifically was all good, and it wasn't necessarily connecting perfectly. But at this point in the year, we're not expecting that, just because, like you said, we're all new. I'm asking a lot of the new players to play a defense that's a little bit different than what they're used to. And when you start playing, you're naturally going to just kind of fall into what you're used or have been trained. Mm-hmm. So, we had some people doing some great things defensively just to be athletes, but then we also had them get out of position because of the defense that we're running, but they were doing what they've been taught is correct, if that makes sense. So, but then it's easy little correction. You're so close here. We just got to get you, to not make this move when this happens. And those are all little things that will start to click as we continue to get reps and work together.
Yep. So moving into this weekend, typical tournament style or tournament weekend, 2 matches on Friday, another on Saturday, against what feels like, certainly on paper as well, what could be a very competitive weekend of 4 teams playing against each other.
Yeah. Monroe had a lot of changes as well after last year, so they'll be interesting to match up against. We lost to them, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time since I've been here last year. But it's hard to say that we're going to see the exact same thing, even though it's the same coach. You're going to have different players, and how they attack us is going to be most likely different than last year. So that will be fun. In-state rival. That's a great way to start off the year. And then, fortunately for me, from a coach standpoint, we get to see them again. So we are actually playing them in the 4th weekend as well. So that's a challenging thing on if we go out there and we look fantastic, what adjustments do they, throw at us the next time we see them, and vice versa. If we go out there and we struggle a little bit because we're just, not in sync with each other, how do we then tie that together to make a difference the next time we see them? Tarleton, my understanding, this is going to be the first time I played them. My understanding is that they have a great, home crowd and atmosphere in their gym. So I'm really looking forward to, they have us as, the marquee match on Friday night. So I'm looking forward to a great environment that's going to be great for our girls, especially all the freshmen, and be like, this is college athletics, you know, just right off the bat. There is no easing into it because there's going to be plenty of tournament games where you go out there and it's just mom and dad in the stands and that's it, you know, and you're like, well, this is it? Well, it's 10 a.m. in the morning, you know. But that Friday, I mean, it's going to be a good environment. And then Fairleigh Dickinson, I know that they got a lot of actual transfers and specifically some graduate transfers, so they're going to be experienced. But I don't have much knowledge about them as a program. I just haven't run into them. So that's going to be a new unique experience for us.
And so it leads me to, and it sounds like you're expecting maybe a little bit in that first match against ULM, but maybe certainly in the second one against Tarleton, that first big actual real live game, some nerves, some stuff, as you know, still some unfamiliarity. That's tough to say on the court between the girls, but just being in that atmosphere, so you're expecting that a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and it's all you can ask for, honestly. You know, one, from just the experience of college athletics, like I've said, but it's going to be, you know, the closest thing that we're going to get to a conference match that is going to have the crowd as also, you know, a participant in the match, to be able to get used to that, and it's something that you want to experience before it matters in the conference schedule, and we're going to be able to get to do that.
All right, sounds good, Coach. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.